This is the Business Breakfast on the UAE's #1 talk radio station.
Dubai Eye 103.8.
Where we're continuing the property conversation this morning, but switching our attention to the residential market. Got a message from Jan Jahinki, the CEO of Property Manager and the Director of Market Intelligence and Research at Cavendish Maxwell. He's the man who does the maths, saying, Brandy, I've just finished processing and crunching the numbers on our monthly index. And I've got a bit of news. We have hit a very important point. I'm not going to steal his thunder. Morning, Jean.
Good morning, Brandy. How are you guys?
I'm good. So you had the calculator out, and what did you discover?
Crunching our numbers, we actually did them a couple of times just to make sure, and we can announce that we have now hit the peak of the previous market cycle. We're at the exact same level, 1,234 dirhams per square foot.
When was the last market peak, Jean?
9 years ago, 109 months if we want to go back, September 2014. And we reached that after a 24-month growth period.
What's different this time and what's the same?
So if we look at what happened last time, the market it was appreciating. 2013 was a really good year. Going into 2014, there was some things brought in, regulations brought in to slow the market, to stop it rapidly appreciating and entering bubble territory. So what we saw happen previously was registration fees. That 2% doubled to 4% by the DoD, and we had mortgage caps come in, limiting LTVs to 75% or 80%, depending if you're a UAE national or an expatriate. So those came in the market and potentially artificially put the brakes on. That previous market cycle that only lasted 24 months, in all likelihood, could have kept going. What do we have this time? We've got a very buoyant market. Transactions are significantly higher than they were previously. Monthly transactions in the previous market peak, we're looking at 4,200 transactions per month. We're looking at 9,500 transactions per month. That's a 12-month rolling average. And we've also got significantly more population. We're about 2.3 million in population last time around. This time we're at 3.6 million, and that population is steadily growing and driving demand.
Do you think we will see any intervention, any new regulations this time? Would you like to see it?
I don't think to the same extent as last time. My big concern is what tips every market over at some point if there's not intervention is excessive supply or a supply-demand imbalance. One of the things that we don't want to see is a whole lot of speculative activity either. So what I think would, and some developers are doing this already, is they're limiting when a purchaser of an off-plan property can resell that property. EMA increased theirs to having to have at least 50% paid, and other developers are all around the 30, 35%, one or two are at 40%. As long as developers self-regulate like that and we don't see off-plan resales or speculative activity run out of control, we're fine. If it were increasing rapidly, government intervention could potentially help the market.
So you think that this rally has still got more time to run? How long's a piece of string, Jean? How much more?
The crystal ball, I wish I had it. We aren't seeing any factors that can contribute right now to a market slowdown or the market stopping. Absent any massive global event, the market seems to have more legs to it. Demand's there. You have to look, it's two markets as well. And John did a good job talking about this yesterday. There's the ready market, the completed market, where you've got properties that are ready for immediate occupancy. That market has largely started to reach its peak. So villas and townhouses, you've seen price growth really slow there. There's still lots of activity, but you're not seeing the month-on-month price increase as you were before. Apartments, there's still room and they're growing. The off-plan market, on the other hand, so many new launches are coming and they're being absorbed. In September, we had about 10,000 new units come to market, and that brings the total number for those first 3 quarters of the year up to about 65,000 units in just 3 quarters. The previous year, we're at 53,000 for the year. So you've seen both of these rapid launches, lots of absorption coming in. What's really going to be telling going forward is what products keep coming to market. We're tracking about another 103 projects that are in the planning stage. Still haven't worked at the exact amount of units there. That's going to be the big telling thing. When they come to market, will they continue to be absorbed and at what prices?
Will they?
It's a good question. I mean, the demand, I honestly didn't think we'd have this level of demand. We're talking about transaction volumes on a monthly basis at 10,000 at this point into the year. But it's happening. If population growth keeps going, if interest in Dubai keeps going, potentially yes. Staying at 10,000 per month, it's a stretch, given that pre-COVID, we're probably looking at an average of 3,500 transactions, 4,000 transactions a month.
We've spoken to Lewis Alsop before, and he has said to us, when people ask, when's the bubble going to burst, whatever, they're getting it wrong, because he says this is not, and I'm paraphrasing here, Lewis, so apologies if I get it slightly wrong, don't want to put words in your mouth, but he's basically said to us, this isn't actually a real estate story, what it is a population story, and the only thing that's going to stop it is the population growth, either, slowing or decreasing. Is he right?
He's not wrong. I think he is right. So it's supply demand. That's the demand factor. If you can keep population going, and I think Lewis has touched on it before and John touched on it, the stability in the market is end users, not investors. It's end users occupying those properties, and that's population. If we can keep that population growth happening, then you'll see this supply be absorbed. Right now, though, we've probably seen population growth is just under 3%, I think, the last 12 months. New inventory coming to the market is probably at 10%. Now, they're not going to hand over and be ready for 3, 4, 5 years, but we need to see that population keep going so when those handovers come, that they can be absorbed in the ready market.
Jan Jahinki, CEO of Property Monitor, Director of Market Intelligence and Research at Cavendish Maxwell, on the line this morning telling us that the Dubai property market has now officially met the high of the previous market cycle. Thank you for your time.